Everyone says Barndominiums are affordable. Nobody ever shows you the actual invoice. So I went and got 5 of them. 5 real single-slope floor plans, 5 contractor-level cost breakdowns, all landing under $120,000, fully finished, move-in ready. Not a shell, not a starting at, the whole thing. Before we get into it, one honesty clause. These numbers are for the build itself, foundation to finished floors, on a site you already own. Land isn't included because land price swings too hard by zip code to put a number on it. This is what it costs to go from dirt to keys in your hand. If that's useful to you, subscribe. I put out videos like this weekly, no sponsor fluff, just real numbers. Let's build. Quick primer if you're new to the term. A single slope, also called monoslope or shed roof, is one continuous roof plane. Tall wall on one side, short wall on the other, roof runs straight between them. No ridge, no valleys, no gables. For reasons it's eating the Barndominium market in 2026. It's cheaper. Less framing complexity means $8,000 to $15,000 saved on the roof alone versus a multi-gable design. It's faster. Simpler roof, fewer labor hours, lower total build time. And in construction, time is the bill. It floods light in. That tall wall is built for glass. Clear story windows or a full glass face on the high side, without losing privacy on the low side. It sheds weather clean. No valleys to trap debris, no complicated flashing to fail. Rain and snow just slide off. One thing nobody tells you, that tall wall volume of air needs to move, or your energy savings evaporate into your HVAC bill. Budget for a mini split or oversized ceiling fans up there. It's cheap insurance. National average for a 2026 Barndominium build sits at $95 to $145 per square foot for standard finishes. These 5 plans hit under $120,000 by being smart about size and specification, not by cutting corners you'd notice. Regional note. These numbers assume South/Midwest labor and permitting. Building in the Pacific Northwest or Northeast. Add 30% to every total below. A $120,000 build in Mississippi is a $210,000 build in Washington state. Plan accordingly. Design 1. The starter, 900 square feet. 2 bed, 1 bath. Built for someone who doesn't need extra square footage to feel at home. First-time buyers, retirees downsizing, weekend property. You walk in on the low side, straight into an open living/dining/kitchen under a 12-foot peak on the far wall. That ceiling height is doing a lot of work. 900 square feet reads more like 1,200 because of it. Galley kitchen, no island, but a breakfast bar that keeps it social. Both bedrooms sit on the low side under 8-foot ceilings, smaller, cozier, exactly what a bedroom should feel like. 1 shared bath in the middle. Small covered porch out front, big enough for 2 chairs and a coffee. The numbers. Shell, foundation, framing, roof, exterior $28,000 to $35,000. Interior finish, insulation, drywall, flooring, kitchen, bath, electrical, plumbing, HVAC $50,000 to $65,000. Permits, $800 to $1,500. Well and septic, rural $18,000 to $25,000. Driveway/landscaping, $4,000 to $6,000. Turnkey total, $100,800 to $118,500 with well and septic. On city utilities, you're at $85,000 to $95,000. That's a fully finished home, under budget, before you even touch a well. Design 2, the family home, 1,200 square feet. 3 bed, 2 bath. This is where it gets honest, not just impressive. Open living core under the tall side, big windows, or a full glass wall if you want to push it. Kitchen island for the chaos of actual family life, a pantry tucked in the corner. Master on one end with its own bath, 2 kids or guest rooms on the other sharing a full bath. Laundry sits centrally, 8-foot covered porch out front for real outdoor living. The numbers. Shell, $35,000 to $42,000. Interior finish, $72,000 to $90,000. Permits, $1,000 to $1,800. Well and septic, $4,000 to $7,000. Note, lower range reflects favorable site conditions. Driveway/landscaping, $5,000 to $8,000. Fully contracted total, $113,000 to $119,800. Here's the catch I won't hide from you. To land a 3-bedroom home under 6 figures, most builders expect you to take on the last mile yourself. Painting, flooring, landscaping. Call it 80 to 100 hours of sweat equity. Skip that and hire everything out, and you're at $125,000 to $135,000 instead. On city utilities, doing the finish work yourself drops you to $92,000 to $105,000. Real breathing room. Design 3. The Workshop Combo, 1,000 square foot total. For anyone whose home needs to double as a workspace, makers, mechanics, side hustlers. 700 square feet of living space, 2 bed, 1 bath, nothing extravagant, and 300 square feet of attached workshop with an interior door, so you're never walking outside in January to reach your tools. Overhead garage door, concrete floor, 220V run for real equipment. This is where single slope earns its keep structurally. Orient the tall side toward living space for the light and volume. Let the low side cover the workshop where you don't need 12 feet of ceiling anyway. The numbers. Shell, combined $32,000 to $40,000. Living space finish, 700 square feet, $49,000 to $56,000. Workshop finish, 300 square feet. Insulation, electrical, basic drywall, $7,500 to $10,500. Permits, $900 to $1,600. Well and septic, $18,000 to $26,000. Driveway, needs to handle garage access, $5,000 to $7,000. Turnkey total, $94,900 to $119,600. Right at the ceiling, even with a well and septic. City utilities drop it to $79,400 to $100,100. Best dollar per function ratio on this list if you actually need the workspace. Design 4. The Open Concept Showpiece, 1,100 square feet. 2 bed, 2 bath, and the one on this list built purely around the wow factor. Instead of separated rooms, the entire high side is glass. A 30-foot run of floor-to-ceiling windows under a ceiling that slopes from 14 foot down to 9. Living, dining, and kitchen dissolve into one continuous space, split only by a large island. Both bedrooms sit on the low side, each with its own full bath. Ideal if you're sharing the home with a roommate or hosting guests who want real privacy. Covered porch on the high side stretches the living space outdoors and shades all that glass. The numbers. Shell, $36,000 to $44,000. Glass adds cost. Simple roofline closet back. Interior finish, $71,500 to $88,000. Permits, $1,000 to $1,700. Well and septic, $19,000 to $27,000. Driveway/landscaping. This one deserves curb appeal, $6,000 to $9,000. Turnkey total, $113,500 to $119,700 with well and septic. Genuinely tight, but real. City utilities bring it to $98,300 to $113,500. If you entertain, or just want a home that photographs like it cost twice as much, this is the one. Design 5. The Tiny Luxury, 800 square feet. 1 bed, 1 bath, smallest footprint on the list, and the most expensive per square foot, on purpose. Spa-style bathroom, walk-in shower tiled to the ceiling, floating vanity, real fixtures. Everything else opens up, living, dining, and a kitchen with quartz counters, stainless appliances, and custom cabinetry. 13-foot peak with exposed beams gives it a modern rustic edge. Sliding glass doors open onto a deep covered porch that functions as a second living room. This is the plan built for people who'd rather have less space done exceptionally well than more space done adequately. The numbers. Shell, $26,000 to $32,000. Interior finish, premium, $85 to $100 per SQ feet, $68,000 to $80,000. Permits, $700 to $1,400. Well and septic, $17,000 to $24,000. Driveway/landscaping, needs to match the finish level, $5,000 to $8,000. Turnkey total, $96,700 to $119,400. Under budget even with premium finishes and a well. City utilities, $82,700 to $101,400. Proof that small and cheap feeling aren't the same thing. Every design above shares the same underlying discipline. Here's the short version. Simplicity is the discount. Every roofline change and wall jog adds cost. Single slope stays cheap because it stays simple. One non-negotiable. Spend properly on spray foam or rigid foam insulation on the roof deck. Skimping here on a hot roof design costs you in moisture damage and energy bills for years. Standard sizing. Standard doors, windows, cabinets. Custom runs 30 to 50% higher for the same function. Splurge in one place. Kitchen or windows. Go premium there. Go basic everywhere else. Nobody compliments your insulation. DIY the visible but simple stuff. Paint, flooring, landscaping can save $8,000 to $15,000. Never DIY electrical, plumbing, or HVAC. Get 3 quotes, minimum. Identical scope of work can vary 20 to 30% between builders. Source materials locally. Long-haul freight on steel and timber is expensive in 2026. A fabricator within 100 miles can save 15% on trusses alone. The honest caveat. These are builder-grade finishes done well, not granite and hardwood luxury. These figures also assume you already own the land. Add $20,000 to $100,000 if you don't. Well and septic versus city utilities is the single biggest swing on every design here. Usually $15,000 to $25,000. And always carry a 10 to 15% contingency. Rock in the excavation, permit delays, and material price jumps are the rule, not the exception. 5 single-slope Barndominiums, 800 to 1,200 square feet. Every one of them turnkey under $120,000 in the right region. Some with a little sweat equity built in. Which one's yours? The starter, the family home, the workshop combo, the showpiece, or the tiny luxury? Comment the number, and I'll point you toward floor plans and builder contacts. Affordable doesn't mean cheap. It means spending on purpose. Subscribe for more of this. Next week we go deep on financing. Until then, keep planning, keep building.